Hey everybody, this is John for MTG Nexus coming at you with a donation deck list from Space Marine. This is an Esper control deck list that is basically teleporting us back a few months with only Mystic Sanctuary kind of new to the deck. Beyond that, you're a basically do-nothing control deck that's just trying to kill and control everything until you can land a Planeswalker and close out the game. To that end, you have Fatal Push and Path to Exile to interact with your opponent's early creatures, Opt to help dig for more lands in action, 4 Snapcaster Mages to pair with all these early spells, 2 Mana Leaks, and a Drown the Lock for additional removal and early interaction. And then at the 3 spot, things really start to heat up with Esper Charm, having the ability to draw 2 cards or discard 2 cards from your opponent at instant speed. So it can be good in some spots, much like Archmage's Charm. The flexibility here is really key. Archmage's Charm, obviously a very good counterspell, obviously good card draw, and the ability to randomly take 1 mana non-land permanents, 1 mana or less non-land permanents from your opponent. So, you know, Ether Vials and Goblin Guides, etc. 2 copies of Kaya's Guile. This is a very flexible, if somewhat inefficient card. The 4 modes can be very relevant in very different spots. So you can either edict your opponent, exile all cards from their graveyards, create a 1/1, or gain 4 life. Usually very flexible in matchups like Burn and such. Can help you bridge to the mid-game where your Cryptic Commands, Supreme Verdicts, Jaces, and Fairies kind of take over. And then 2 copies of Logic Knot to kind of round out your counterspell suite. Well, hopefully. I've had a rough 36 hours, I'll put it that way. So, anyways, beyond that, we have 2 Ceremonious Rejection here for Tron and E-Tron primarily, 2 copies of Flusterstorm for Counterspell Wars, also ways to fight through Veil of Summer and such, 2 copies of Thoughtseize when you need to disrupt your opponents. In ways other than counterspells, 2 copies of Celestial Purge, pretty good against Death Shadows and Lilianas and such, 2 copies of Disdainful Stroke for any type of big mana and or mirror matches, 2 copies of Dovin's Veto when negates are pretty good cards, Kaya's Guile, 3rd Kaya's Guile can be pretty nice, and then 2 copies of Ashiok Dreamweaver. This can help shut down some big mana strategies, helps decks that search for their stuff, can also be Ancillary Graveyard Hate along with Kaya's Guile. That said, let's get this rolling because this league could potentially take a while. I think the only initial thing is I might have flipped the number on Path and Fatal Push, just because pathing early on with a mana leak can be kind of bad, but overall I think I like the earlier interaction than we were trying with the Bant deck. So let's play first. This hand is a little... This hand's fine. Opt hopefully can find us an early play. Long story short, the GF and I broke up. So... my streak, or my timing of relationship issues around my brother's birthday continues to suck, which my brother's birthday was today. Happy birthday, bro. Guess we want to make sure we hit our land drops in a potential control matchup. So... was kind of blindsided by the breakup to a certain extent, so it's been a rough 24/36 hours. No, it's a good bit more difficult to do that when this is a person that I think we just main phase them sacking and exiling their graveyard, right? Since we don't actually have any permission. So the only other thing we could do is Esper Charm and hope they don't have Remand. That just seems dubious. So hopefully that'll buy us enough time. Obviously, if they have a second dork, we're just in trouble anyway. Oh, it's a complicated relationship, so there's more to it than that. But general speaking, is this is a childhood, well, teenage friend that this is our second time dating, and then this kind of royally sucked. So. So what are our options? We could Mystic Sanctuary Kaya's Guile back to top of our library and opt into it. We could attempt to opt and hit either a path or a push or some type of counter spell. Or Esper Charm them during their draw, or Esper Charm them now and hope to reduce their resources. I guess I'm inclined to Sanctuary and Kaya's Guile. That way we have a guaranteed interaction. And if they have Remand, they have Remand. We're not really beating that anyway. No, I appreciate the sentiment. I'm just trying to play through as best I can. The guaranteed line is Kaya's Guile, Mystic Sanctuary, Kaya's Guile, go for it. I think I'm going to go with the guaranteed play. If they have Remand, they have Remand. It's kind of whatever here. Well, it all comes down to do they have Remand or not. If they have Remand, then we're in trouble. If they don't, then it's kind of whatever. And nope, they don't have it. Okay. Well, it's just ironic. This is the second or third time we've run into Storm recently. It's not a deck anyone's truly prepared for right now. It's going to go ahead and main phase, get rid of some of their resources. Since we don't have a counter spell, I'm more concerned with trying to limit their resources more than anything else. Could have gone for Teferi there, but once again, you run into the issue of Remand, potentially. And there's not likely to be too much interaction we run into with Teferi. In phase, gifts ungiven. Okay. We could snap Guile, but I don't think that's the right play. I think the correct play is actually to Mystic Sanctuary back Kaya's Guile and then Teferi draw it. Okay, kind of random. Not sure why the trade thing's trying to open up a trade. The only question is do we do it main phase or do we do it in response to I should say end step, or in response to them trying to go for things. I think I just do it main phase here. Do I do it main phase? Yeah, because I don't want to add to their storm count, so I guess we create a 1/1 and exile. Not the best use of mana, obviously. Or not the best use of game plan, but I think nuking their graveyard's the best thing we can do here. Okay. So probably going to Grape Shot Teferi down in our board. You have quite the hand. Yeah, unfortunately the problem with slowing them down is without having a kill spell for their dork, we're just pretty much dead. Like, if they have Past in Flames, we're going to get torpedoed pretty badly. And judging by how they did their Gifts Ungiven, they probably have a Past in Flames in hand. Good evening, Dave. How are you? Yeah, that's one of the things with Storm is if you don't draw counter magic or interaction for their creatures, you're just going to eventually die. A lot of it depends on what they draw here, obviously. So maybe I was supposed to gain 3 life instead of drawing the 1/1. And then we're dead. Alright. What kind of tools do we have? Flusterstorm seems fine. Thoughtseize seems fine. Purge, maybe. Ashiok could be reasonable. Dovin's Veto could be reasonable. So we have a whole lot of cards that we could potentially bring in. I think Drown the Lock can go because we're going to be one of consistently nuking our opponent's graveyard. Some number of early removal can go just because while killing their guys is paramount in Game 1 and Game 2, they tend to be a little bit more flexible in their approach. Supreme Verdict can clean up Empty the Warrens sometimes. I probably want 1 Supreme Verdict. One Jace can go. 1 Tef can go because remands are a problem. Just cutting expensive cards here, pretty much. Copy a Snapcaster Mage. Hopefully we don't have too much air in the deck now. Dovin's Veto into Ashiok. The problem with this hand is we have no interaction for the turn 3 combo. No, Mana Leak is more important in this matchup than Cryptic and some of the other stuff. So I think we keep this hand, but it's not like a guarantee here. Like, Dovin's Veto is interaction, quote unquote, but yeah. It just really screams remand, so I don't think we're going to be able to it's not good for the home team. I think I'd take Gifts Ungiven and force them to main phase a pieces of the puzzle. And then hope we get to veto it and hope they're not going for the hold up remand plan. Drew a land, which is severely unfortunate. We go for the end step. Esper Charm. If they don't counter it, we get to Mystic Sanctuary it back to the top. If they do counter it, it comes back to our hand, and then we could potentially land Ashiok. It's more important to bleed them of resources. Well, to be fair, this version of the deck also has a lot more cantrips than you usually run, too. You usually like to run your 23 or 24 land mana bases with, like, no cantripping in the deck. Really, deck? No, you don't in most of the banned versions. Well, it's just going straight face. Gotta respect the plan. Sure. You have a second grape shot. Ah, very impressive. Really, deck? The Flusterstorm interaction is so annoying on here sometimes. Guess we'll put Esper Charm back on top. Hope to draw something good here. That's pretty good. Really, really awkward, isn't it? Alright, I guess we gotta do it anyway. Just because the only having the one black source is kinda I thought they had a Metamorphos in hand. Guess they pitched it earlier. Opponent has conceded the game. Alright. Actually, I want Purge. They've shown us a lot of counter magic, and I'm just curious, like, how I'm supposed to take that. I don't know that Ashiok's actually particularly good on the draw. I think I want the third Kaya's Guile back in, and maybe a pass, since they're just showing us that they're not afraid to just jam their mana dorks. That logic not. Good evening, War Dog. How are you? You know, I was having a good 2020 until the last 36 hours. Forgot how much getting dumped sucks. I'm gonna do nothing as our Storm player either gets salty here or nice. This hand's really awkward. We have a Thoughtseize we can't cast. An Esper Charm we can't cast. A Teferi that's kind of useless. And an Opt to try to tie it all together. Like, if we draw a Black Source, this hand gets really good, but if we don't, it's kind of garbage. How many Black Sources do we actually run? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Yeah, I'm not liking our odds on drawing. Oh, really. There's nothing to rant. It's kind of an odd situation, to put it mildly. I think we keep this hand, although it's not like fantastic. Back of Flooded Strand. Like, the only part that really got under my skin was how it was handled. The points that were made make sense, but how it was handled really got under my skin. And that's about all I'm going to say for respecting her privacy. Well, we've got pretty much every non-creature spell covered. Unfortunately, the problem is the creatures. Alright, well, they don't have it this time, so that's at least nice. And heal through the turn. Yep, just jam the Electroman, because why not? Sure. Let that resolve. Yep. It's what good Storm players do, man. Good Storm players know how to sculpt draws around interaction. It's why you don't see Storm a lot, but generally the Storm players you see are really, really good. Okay, sure. Getting ready to remand a Grape Shot here. Really? How do we keep doing that? Really hate this interface sometimes. Need to rip our one of Supreme Verdict, pretty much. Huh! Well, Space Marine, you can't ever say we weren't lucky in these spots, too. They got something because for some reason I keep clicking one of my... I think I just pass here. No reason to jam Jace into like a mystical dispute or something. Aria Flame. Alright, let's not mess around here. Not really willing to run in face first into a mystical dispute here. Maybe. Kind of hard to say from here. Another land next turn would be ideal. Fatal Push isn't terrible. Do I Fate Seal them or do I Brainstorm here? I think that's just annoying enough of a card to put it on the bottom of their deck. No, the problem is they had 1 mana open it, and if it was Mystical Dispute, we were in a lot of trouble. I think I want all these cards, so I'm going to put Snap and Fetch back on top. And I'm just going to go ahead and nuke. Do I go ahead and nuke their stuff main phase? Nah, I think we hold on to Kaya's Guile for now. Plan on nuking their graveyard at the end of turn. This also gives us an out to them drawing a dork this turn. No, we only had 5 mana at that point. So I think we gained 4 life. Is 4 life here more important than a body? I feel like the way our opponent cheeses us out is if they grape shot us out. Yeah, that's fine. Once again, I think, well, Fatal Push is one card that I'm not particularly interested in having multiple copies of. So maybe that can go back, and then put the Polluted Delta on top. Once again, no reason to take any game actions main phase. Okay. Opponent wants to play hardball here. Interesting. Once again, exile cards from graveyards. Nope. So they had the Mystical Dispute. Put those 2 back, use that. We can put that back on top. Or I could Snapcaster Mage it. What's actually better here? So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still have whatchamacallit open. Yeah, let's go with Snapcaster Mage. Get a clock in play. Alright, we beat Storm. Nice. Because there was no reason to. The Kaya's Guile wasn't essential to resolve, and I wasn't willing to open ourselves back up to some other nonsense like them resolving a gifts or something equivalent. So On the draw, which is unfortunate, but 3 lands, 2 ops, and a Kaya's Guile. Well, we don't know what we're playing against, so in the dark, I think this hand's a keep. Turn 1, Arbor Elf. Well, duck. Could easily get Blood Moon here onto, or LD'd. What is going on? Modern. Alright, some type of Super Friends build. So maybe Saheeli combo? Uro. Alright, I have no idea what's going on. Alright, Fatal's push seems okay here-ish. So we don't really have anything else to do. Push one of these elves off a glyph. This is John from MTG Nexus. What's up? I don't know if we're gonna wreck it, Space Marine. We're gonna try. Hold on to your hats, boys. And I just missed my window to resolve a, whatchamacallit. Teferi, the bane of control decks everywhere. Because why not? Okay. We got a Karn, we got an Uro. Oh, this is gonna be miserable game 1. I guess we Kaya's Guile here. Create a 1/1, each opponent sacrifices a creature. You have so much faith, Space Marine. Hey, look, a good card. I remember playing good cards. Touche, touche. What's this? Well, there goes our game plan. Hmm. There goes our game plan. Doo-da, doo-da. And I think we bought on the Supreme Verdict here. Opponent auto passed. I don't even know if we're winning this game, but that was awesome. Yep, liquid metal coating. Metal coating is a problem. No, we don't. We still don't have a chance, but you know. What is the best thing we could draw here to deal with that liquid metal coating? The answer is nothing. I guess Teferi is like our one out. Cryptic Command. How do we maneuver Cryptic Command as a way to do that, though? I guess we let them blow up a land and then bounce it and counter it on the way back down. And pray to the Lord Almighty they have, like, nothing else this turn. Sure. This looks a lot like, yeah, something Aspiring Spike would definitely brew up. Don't know if we're supposed to care about this, but I'm just going to let it resolve. Wow. They are, they're going deep on this pile, man. This is dumb. I want to go back to... Yeah, I suppose Karn would have been the correct one to bounce, not the liquid metal coating, huh? Because I'm quasi keeping Karn in check with the Spirit. Problem is here, if they have both Vizier and Liquid Metal Coating, we lose. Because Mana Leak's just kind of a... Okay, and we've got another Devoted Druid. Doesn't change the math on mana, unfortunately. That, however, might. 3/4 mana. There's a Vizier, sure. That's the one we have to counter. Really? If I bounce the forest, then we're dead on the untap. Because they likely have a walking ballista in their board. His mana isn't hindered if he has Vizier and Devoted Druid in play. He has all the mana in the world. Tormod's Crypt. Don't give a crap about Tormod's Crypt. So what's more likely to happen? Find an answer to Devoted Druid with a Brainstorm, or 1, 2, 3, 4, bouncing it and letting Vizier kill Jace, and trying to find another answer in a couple turns. Either way, we're playing Jace. So we have 6 outs out of 38. Or I can bounce the guarantee, but Jace is dead. Guess we'll go for the risky play. I've already played a land this turn, right? Yeah. Well, Jace is dead either way. I'm just curious what had the higher upside. I don't think I put the lands back or the spells back appropriately. Really? A third Karn? Are you freaking kidding me? No, that's the fourth one. I can't believe they let that Mystic Sanctuary resolve. Sure. It's probably not resolving, but walking ballista. Really? 1, 2, 3, 4. So despite our opponent playing like absolute dog crap, they're probably going to win this game. Are they going to allow us to do it again? They are? No. Hey, they finally remembered they had a Tormod script. Cool. So what exactly is it we get after sideboard that you're so excited about? Because I don't see a whole lot here. I see some Thoughtseizes. I see maybe some Dovin's Vetoes. Purge doesn't do anything. Rejection can counter some stuff, but Flusterstorm, they don't really have counter spells. I guess Disdainful Stroke tags Karn, but do they have anything beyond that? I don't think you want Ceremonious Rejection. That literally only fights whatever Karn's getting. I mean, we'll bring in Strokes, but the only card they showed us that Stroke gets is Karn. Yeah, potentially hits Ballista. I don't like Ashiok here. I really don't. I guess it's maybe better over Kaya's Guile. but then we're still looking for what other cards we're cutting. I understand that, but every artifact gets hit right by rejection. Ballista didn't kill us. Our opponent drawing like a god killed us. This isn't a mid-range matchup. This is a combo matchup. Really? Do they seriously have a second card? I don't know how their deck ever beats anything that's mildly aggressive, but they've got a heck of a Veil of Summer, Raging Captain of the Eos. Oh, sure, why not? Merry Christmas. They had Veil of Summer again? Jiminy. Ugh. Can you not draw like a god for one turn? Nope. Heliod? What the hell? Please let us find a supreme verdict. Path to exile. Sure. It's fine. I wasn't planning on casting any more non-creature spells this turn anyway. Go through the turn. Oh, this deck could play Urion quite easily if it wanted to. Oh, dear. One of your finest Kaya's Guiles, please. And our opponent not to have drawn a Veil of Summer. Alright. So if they're smart, they'll actually lifelink this and then... Are you freaking kidding me? They must not have any more walking ballistas in their deck. They must only play one walking ballista in the main, one walking ballista in the sideboard. One of your finest Kaya's Guiles, please. Oh, wait, we boarded them out, didn't we? I guess we want an Ashiok? I guess we Jace here and hope to hit something. I don't even know what we could possibly hit. There's a Supreme Verdict. There's an Op, there's an Archmage's Charm. I don't think Mana Leak's going to do much this turn. So... I'm going to hold on to Leak. Put back. Charm. Am I putting back Charm? Because I put back Verdict and Charm and plan not to crack the fetch land unless I absolutely have an opportunity to main leak something of note. But well, to be fair, they're extremely smart at how they built their deck. Okay. Sure. So unless their last card in hand is a land, they can't get back Uro this turn. Seems dubious. So I go ahead and Verdict here. I'm dead to Ballista if they can find one. I can path the Uro. By getting it back with Mystic Sanctuary. Or just say if they copied this or whatever. Just don't have one more bomb, please. Are you freaking kidding me? So very sick of things right now. How many basics do they play? Nah, we're going for the timeout win. If they could, like, not draw like a god for a turn or two, maybe we'll have a chance. JK... Oh, Utopia Sprawl. Don't care about that. It's possible, as long as this Oath misses, which, no guarantee that'll happen. Okay, land's a miss. What if I say no? Guess we should technically have hit that with a mana leak. I think we let them bring Uro back, because that gets rid of their graveyard. They get one draw, which kind of sucks, but we have a path to deal with Uro. Their draw was a land, so... Yep, when the Murray's Call resolves, don't particularly care what you get here. Vizier. Sure. I think our opponent rather quickly realized what our strategy is. Or not. Sure. Don't care about Oath. What do you draw? Teferi. Okay. They do not. In fact, you can be down a game and likely to lose game number 2. And if your opponent times out before they kill you in game 2, they lose the game. Or lose the match. So as long as we don't die in 1 minute and 30 seconds, our opponent loses the match. Mulligan, unfortunately. Guess we keep this one, get rid of Verdict, and draw and lock, hope to draw some lands. Sure. That was dumb. I should have killed this in response to them playing the fetch. So, unfortunately, due to the fact that I have to be at work an hour early, I'm going to have to call it a stream, because I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this league tonight. So I guess we're doing Space Marine 2 nights in a row. Just because I was stubborn and refused to lose that match. The problem is, even if he was praying for a quick combo, his combo involves so many clicking steps that he wouldn't have been able to. He or she wouldn't have been able to do it. Well, whether it's sweet or not, it's what's going to happen. So, unfortunately, more Space Marine tomorrow night to be continued. Because my work schedule was changed to 12 to 9 this week, so instead of 1 to 10, so I got to be in bed like an hour earlier. So I can't stay up and like try to plow through another 3 matches. And after those 2 matches, I'm not sure I really want to tonight. Anyways, I want to thank everybody for hanging out tonight. I want to thank Space Marine for his generous donation to see his deck played. This deck feels a lot more fluid than the last version of Bant that we played. But really no definitive thought process on it yet. It's just entertaining so far. So, anyways, I hope everybody has a great night, and I'll see you back tomorrow night with some more Space Marine Esper Control. Have a good night, everybody.